Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is August 16th. That NL West, man, it's a fun division, and there's a lot of streaky teams in baseball right now. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? Friday is here. About the halfway point of August here, about 6 more weeks of baseball left to go. Let me tell you guys, we have a really fun and fully loaded episode for today. Lots to talk about. So with that being said, without further ado, let's just jump straight into our series recap. Alright, leading us off, we've got the 2-game series here between the Nationals and the Oilers, where the Nats took the first game 9-3, but the Oilers got their revenge in the second game 4-1. They split their 2-game set, one each. That's baseball. Rangers and Red Sox. The Red Sox got hot and fun early here. A 5-4 victory in the first game as they walk it off in the 10th. Emmanuel Valdez, the ground rule double, and then Rob Refsnyder, he's the one who walks it off a single, wins it for the Red Sox 5-4. They jump into the next game with a win 9-4. But then in the last game, they had the lead. They were looking great. Adolis Garcia hit 2 home runs in this game, but it's Wyatt Langford with 2 outs in the 9th inning ties it, a 3-run home run. Rangers back in this one. To the 10th we go. Texas adds on 2. They hold the Red Sox. They win this one 9-7 to avoid the sweep and take one from the Red Sox. Astros and Rays now. The Astros are red hot and they come to the Trop and show why they're red hot. A 6-1 win, a 3-2 win, and then a 2-1 win. That one was in extras in the 10th. Astros sweep the Rays, and their win streak right now is at 8. They are as hot as any team in baseball right now. Yankees and White Sox. What should have been a sweep for the Yankees starts with some trouble. The White Sox, the most runs they scored in a game. It's their first win on a Monday. They take it to the Yankees 12-2. The Yankees just lost the 2024 White Sox by 10 runs. It's the most runs they scored in the game all season, the most hits they had in the game all season, and definitely their biggest win that they had all season. Good for the White Sox. The Yankees come back though. Juan Soto hits 3 home runs in an effort, a 4-1 win. That was pretty much all him. And in the final game, their match, it's a 10-2 Yankees win. Judge hits his 300th home run of his career. He becomes the fastest player ever to get to the 300 mark that fast. Only took him 955 games. And just for reference, the fastest was Ralph Kiner. Now he is in second, and it took him 1,087 games. That's a 132 game difference between Judge in first and Kiner in second. So good stuff for Aaron Judge. Yankees take 2 of 3 from the White Sox. Cubs and Guardians. These games were close, but there is the better team here, and that is the Cleveland Guardians. They sweep the Cubs, a 9-8 victory for the opener, a 2-1 victory, and then a 6-1 W. Cleveland sweeps the Cubs, and that's a big series for them, trying to get hot here, as the next series, Royals and Twins, means they're gaining ground on some team. And this is a big one for the AL Central. The Twins come into this series with a plan here, and that is score runs. 8-3 on the first game, and then 13-3 in the second game. They had outscored the Royals 21-6 in the first 2 games. Looking for the sweep, but do not find it. The Royals salvage the series, win 1, 4-1 your final. But yeah, big series there. Mariners and Tigers. Yikes, Seattle. The Tigers come into this series and they destroy them. 15-1 in the first game, an absolute blowout there. And then a 3-2 Tigers win as they walk it off. Akil Baddoo comes in the 10th inning to pinch hit, and he doubles the walk-off. Baddoo, the hero. Tigers win that one 3-2. And then they win the last game 2-1 as the Detroit Tigers sweep the Seattle Mariners. And that's big trouble for them as the Astros also swept this week. So that's not good for Seattle. Blue Jays and Angels. Well, the Blue Jays have had a horrid season in terms of their expectations, but still against the bad teams, they supreme superior. 4-2 win, 6-1 win, 9-2 win. The pitching was great and the hitting was great. Blue Jays sweep the Angels. Big series. Not big series, but it's a series. A's and Mets. This one was kind of big for the Mets as they lost the first game 9-4, which means to beat the A's, they would need to win these next 2 games. They would have no issue on game 2. 9-1 victory. The Mets split the series, or not split the series, they tie the series. And we head to the rubber match, and it was Oakland. Despite Mark Vientos hitting 2 home runs in this game, Oakland comes out on top, a 7-6 victory as the A's take 2 of 3 from the Mets. And yikes, Mets, you gotta, things are a little testy for you guys right now. Marlins and Phillies, division teams here playing a 2-game series. I know it's weird. Marlins took the first game 5-0. Phillies took the second game 9-5. Marlins outscored them, but they split the 2-game set, 1 apiece. Baseball is that. I have no words to define a 2-game series that is split 1-1. Anyways, Cardinals and Reds. This was a big one because right now the Reds are playing a good brand of baseball. They host the Cardinals. They take it 6-1 in the first game, 4-1 in the second game. TJ Friedl celebrates his birthday by homering twice in the series finale here. 9-2 Reds as they sweep the Cardinals. Friedl, birthday bombs for sure. And the Reds sweep them. Yeah, I just mentioned that. I'm going to mention it again. Cardinals. Yikes there. Dodgers and Brewers, a battle of the top team in the NL Central versus the top team in the NL West for 4 games. And things were looking pretty LA. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts back, a 5-2 win in the first game, a 7-2 win in the second game. Dodgers were looking strong. Brewers come away with the third win. They take it 5-4. And then in the last game, the Brewers they find a way to beat the Dodgers 6-4 your final. These 2 teams split the 4-game set 2 apiece, which means nothing overall, but still great baseball to watch there. Pirates and Padres. Last week, the Padres swept the Pirates, and that started their horrid losing streak. Would they continue it? Yes, Pirates are bad. 2-1 Padres, 3-0 Padres, 8-2 Padres. A series that was outscored 13-3. Padres are all over the Pirates right now, and the Pirates are struggling mightily as they get swept once again. Rockies and D-backs, a fun series here for the Diamondbacks. They take a 5-4 close win to open the series, then a 4-3 victory with Jake McCarthy, who's been hot right now for the Diamondbacks. He walks this game off to win it for the D-backs, and then they blow it open in the last game 11-4 as your Arizona Diamondbacks continue to be on par with the Padres. They sweep the Rockies just like the Padres swept the Pirates, and both teams gained a game up on the Dodgers. Lastly here, the Braves and Giants played for. This was a series that had big implications for one of these teams. And let me tell you, the Braves did what they needed to do. A pitcher's duel in the first game here. Blake Snell versus Chris Sale ends up 0-0 into the 10th. We would go. The Braves get a run, and they win the first game 1-0. Next game would also see the 10th inning, a little tied game there, and the Braves would once again take it 4-3. Game 3 is the blowout. The Braves come to San Francisco, win it 13-2 as they take the first 3 games of this series, looking for the statement 4th win and the sweep against the Giants, but they don't find it as they salvage the series. The Giants win it 6-0 off of a good start from Logan Webb. Braves, though, that's a big series for them, taking 3 or 4 from the Giants. And San Francisco, bit of a yikes for a series that you needed to at least split. That was your series recap. Alrighty, now our game of the week. We are heading to Boston for that third and final game between the Rangers and the Red Sox. Boston looking for the sweep. Leody Taveras gets the party started in the top of the second. A sac fly scores the first run of this game, 1-0 Texas. Then in the bottom of the second, the Red Sox respond. Nick Sogard, He bunts into a force out. That scores a run to tie it. And then David Hamilton, he'll single in a run to make it 2-1 Boston. Take you now all the way to the top of the sixth, where Adolis Garcia hits his first home run of this game, his 19th overall. A solo shot ties it up 2-2. But Boston's right back in the bottom of the sixth. Wilyer Abreu, his 13th home run of the season, makes it 3-2. And then Rami Gonzalez flies into a sacrifice double play to score another run, 4-2 Boston. Top of the eighth, it's another solo shot for Adolis Garcia, his 20th of the season and his second of the game, makes it 4-3 as Texas is still clawing back in until Leody Taveras reaches on a fielding error by David Hamilton. That would tie the game up 4-4. But like the second and like the sixth, in the bottom of the eighth, Boston is right there to answer Texas scoring runs. Danny Jansen, an RBI single, puts Boston up. And then Rami Gonzalez, he'll hit a 2-run double to make it 3 runs in the 8th inning, take a 3-run lead. And they're looking good for the sweep. There's runners at the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. And how about Wyatt Langford? Home run number 7 on the season. A 3-run shot comes no clutcher. Ties the game up. Boston can't score in the bottom of the 9th, so we would need extras, and it would be the catcher Jonah Heim who hits his 11th home run of the season. A 2-run shot puts Texas out in front. They hold Boston in the bottom of the 10th, and the Rangers avoid the sweep to the Red Sox. They take this one wildly, 9-7. Wyatt Langford and Jonah Heim, your heroes in this one, and of course Garcia, the 2-home run game as well. That was your game of the week. Alrighty, now let's jump into the baseball news, the things to talk about here. And the first thing I want to talk about right now is how streaky some of the teams have been since August 1st here. We've had a lot of winning and losing streaks make some big numbers, or get to some big numbers here. And I kind of just wanted to go through it because these big and big and strong winning and losing streaks have really changed the divisions and the wild cards complexion big time. So just in August alone, the first 2 weeks here, of course, some of these would go into July, but win streaks that we had since August 1st, the Yankees were on a 5-game winning streak, Royals won 5, Guardians won 5, the Twins won 5, the Padres won 7, the Brewers won 5, the Dodgers won 5, the D-backs are currently on a 6-game winning streak, the Astros are currently on an 8-game winning streak, and the Guardians, who won 5 games earlier, are on another 5-game winning streak right now. And this has been predominantly important for them because they, after that 5-game winning streak, they went into a 7-game losing streak and now have won 5 straight. So, I mean, the Guardians are playing streaky baseball. Alongside that Guardians 7-game losing streak, the Braves have lost 6 straight since August 1st. The White Sox, of course, were on their amazing 21 losing streak run. Phillies have lost 6. The Nats lost 5. The Tigers lost 5. And right now, the Pirates have kind of blown away any chance they had of the wild card. They've lost 10 straight and are still going right now. And I mean, that's a lot of winning and losing streaks. Obviously, the win streaks are a little bit more hectic here, but when you actually look at it and dissect it, it really isn't. The Guardians have won 10, essentially. Twins won 5, Royals won 5, so the Guardians are still building away, but then the Guardians also lost 7. The Brewers have won 5. That's great because that's just pushing them away in the NL Central. Astros won 8 is crazy. But I mean, here you have Padres who've won 7, D-backs have won 6, Dodgers won 5. Like, these streaks have really affected this battle, I guess, for the top here. And it's only going to get more and more, hectic as the rest of August happens, as we get into September. But right now, there's a lot of streaky teams. How long will the Astros, D-backs, and Guardians win streaks last? How long will the Pirates losing streak last right now? Those are the streaks currently happening that are over 5 games or more. But yeah, there's some stuff going on right now in terms of streaky baseball. Looking into the divisions, do want to do a little bit of a division check-in here, dive into a couple of them. So as we mentioned, the Guardians have gone from a 7-game losing streak to a 5-game winning streak. This has been important, and of course the Twins and Royals played a series this week. Last week, the Twins were a game and a half back of the Guardians, and the Royals were 3.5 games back. As we sit today, as of recording this, the Twins are now 4 games back, and the Royals are now 6 games back. So the 7-game losing streak put the Twins and Guardians within a game and a half of each other, and this 5-game winning streak has pushed them both back 2.5 games this week. That's a huge thing for the Guardians to go and get, and they're still going. They need to keep playing this kind of brand of baseball and build that gap and lead away from both the Twins and Royals, who are right now both playing like they are going to be in the postseason and be wild card teams. The only question is, can one of them still fight for the division? Well, the Guardians are showing them they can't. To the AL West we go. The Astros have made it an 8-game winning streak. The Mariners got swept by the Tigers. They were tied for first still, and now Astros have a 3-game lead. Really good stuff there from Houston to keep winning. And for the Mariners, I mean, it's just tough because the Tigers are not a team that should have beat you, let alone sweep you. And the Astros are thanking Detroit right now. Mariners got some work to do, but yeah, there's still a lot of hope as it is only a 3-game lead, and there is still plenty of baseball to have in the regular season. And then a quick look in the NL Central here. The Pirates were on a 10-game losing streak. They are on a 10-game losing streak. The Cubs and Cardinals have both been struggling as well, both teams respectively on 4- and 3-game losing streaks. The Reds, who are on a 4-game winning streak, is now second in the NL Central. I think last week they were 5th, and they have kind of just bypassed all the teams. Obviously, the Pirates have shot to last, losing 10 straight, and have kind of opened the door for any chance they had at a wild card is getting ruined. Cubs, Cardinals, and Reds are still kind of in it. Of course, I say the Reds are in second. They are tied with the Cardinals. They're both 60 and 61. But off of tiebreakers and everything else, it is actually Cincinnati in second place. So that's pretty interesting for Cincy. They're only 4 games back of the wild card. Can they keep pushing hard, or will it be the Cardinals who keep pushing hard? But yeah, the NL Central has had some changes over the past little bit here. Reds go from 5th to 2nd. Cardinals go from 2nd to 3rd. Cubs go from 3rd to 4th. And the Pirates go from 3rd to 5th. Bit of a yikes there for Pittsburgh. And yeah, it's a little bit of a division check-in here. And obviously, I need to talk about the NL West here, but I'm going to give it its own time and spotlight because there's a lot to talk about. We've talked about it now for a week, essentially, about how great this division has gotten and how crazy it's been getting to. The Dodgers' NL West lead is now down to 2 games. The Padres and D-backs have been tied now for every little bit. The week goes on and they play their baseball, and then I come for an episode either Monday or Friday and I look at the standings. The D-backs and Padres are still right there. The numbers are so alike. Both of them 69 and 53. The Dodgers 71 and 51. 2 games up over both of them. Both of them are 4.5 up on the wild card. It's gonna be a very NL West heavy postseason here. The Dodgers, since the All-Star break, are 15 and 10. The Padres are 19 and 4, while the Diamondbacks are 20 and 5. That's how both of them have gained 5 games back up. Because if we go back to the All-Star game, the Dodgers had a 7-game lead. Since then, since pretty much a month, they've lost 5 games to each of these teams, and they're only getting better right now. Both the Diamondbacks and Padres are 9-1 in their last 10, and you can do the math and go even further back to have even crazier numbers. But still, what is happening right now for the Dodgers is crazy. They did just get Mookie back. How much will that help them? I'm not sure. If you take a look at the strength of schedules for the rest of the season for these three teams, the Padres have the easiest while the D-backs have the hardest. Arizona's been playing a great brand of baseball, but how hard is that strength of schedule that could derail that? Can the Padres, with their easy, take over the Dodgers? For the rest of the month here, the Dodgers are facing the Cardinals, the Mariners, the Rays, the Oilers, and the D-backs. So that's a big one there. That's the last time that the D-backs and Dodgers will face each other for the rest of the season. They don't face each other in September. Of course, the 4-game set leans into September, but outside of that, these are the last 4 games that these two teams have. The D-backs are going Rays, Marlins, Red Sox, Mets, and Dodgers. So a good chance for the D-backs there with the Marlins and the Rays. You know, a couple Florida teams right now, the next 2 series, and both of them pretty much out of the postseason. Well, the Padres are going Rockies, Twins, Mets, Cardinals, Rays. So some overlapping teams there. The Mets for both the Padres and D-backs. The Rays for both the Padres and the D-backs. You know, couple others, but what I'm seeing here is just some crazy baseball to be had still between these two teams. The Padres will face the Dodgers and the D-backs once more, series each, for the last 6 games of the season. If you look at the Padres' schedule right now, the last 3 games of the season, they play the Diamondbacks, and the series before that, they play the Dodgers. So the last 6 games of the Padres could make or break everything. Of course, we still have a long way to go to get to those last 6 games. Maybe they don't mean anything because the Padres went on a late surge and won 10 straight and clinched the division already. Who knows? But to see that in the schedule already, I'm already excited for those series because I don't think nothing is getting settled until the last weekend of baseball. And to have, you know, your last little series matchup there be against 3 against the Dodgers and then 3 against the D-backs, and then you make the postseason potentially, that would be a lot of fun and a lot of good baseball to watch and have. So, I mean, right now, that NL West, man, I'm going to be talking about it every episode from here until it gets a little bit boring, but yeah, get ready for some NL West talk daily here in the middle of the order. But yeah, who do you think is going to come out on top here? Who's going to win that division? Will it be the Dodgers with their lead and their superior team, or will it be one of the surging teams, the Padres and D-backs? Let me know in the comments who you think out of these 3 are the team to beat and the team to be most fearful in the NL West. All right, next thing to talk about that I want to do some way too early look at some magic numbers here. Of course, September is when we actually rolling this around and start division and wildcard hunting. But at this point, on August 16th, the teams that are going to be the first at this rate to clinch postseason are the Phillies, Dodgers, and Oilers, all 3 of which to clinch a postseason berth is only 31 games for that to happen. So essentially 2 weeks if one of these teams sweeps for the next 2 weeks, and the teams that are outside the wild card, like the Red Sox and Mariners, lose for the next 2 weeks. That will be the quickest way, but still won't be happening anytime soon. The team, those 3 are the going to be right now the first to clinch. They have the lowest magic number of 31. But out of all of the divisions, the best team here is the Brewers. They only have 33 games to clinch their division. Obviously, the Phillies have to worry about the Braves. Dodgers have to worry about the Padres and the Diamondbacks. And, of course, Baltimore right now technically in first, but is tied with the Yankees. So, you know, something there. The Yankees' magic number is 32, but the Brewers 33 is the lowest to clinch a division. On the other way around, the first NL team to be eliminated at this rate would be the Colorado Rockies. Their losing magic number is down to 17. And this is why I kind of want to do it. The White Sox magic number in the AL is down to 2. They've already been eliminated from the AL Central Division, but even for the wild card, We're talking about if the White Sox lose 2 games this weekend, or better yet, the Royals and Twins win 2 games. We're talking about the White Sox already being out of all playoff contention, and we're only going to be like August 19th when I do Monday's episode here and talk about how the White Sox are eliminated. Like, that's like episode 157 on Monday. White Sox eliminated already. Crazy. Like, that's the whole. They're still there. But yeah, the magic number is already at 2 for the White Sox. Heck it. If they lose today, and I think the Royals hold the 6th seed, so if the Royals win, let me double check the 6th seed there. Yes, Royals are holding the 6th seed currently. If the Royals win today and the White Sox lose, that's it. White Sox are eliminated. They can be eliminated as early as today, August 16th, if the Royals win and the White Sox lose. That's pretty crazy. That's how horrendous their season has been. Have they won 30 games yet, if you're wondering? No. What do you think will happen first? Win 30 games? They're at 29 right now, so that's 1 win. Or get to 100 losses? They're at 93. So do you think they're going to win 1 game or lose the next 7? I could see either happening, let's be honest. Yikes. Chicago, yikes. Tough day to be a White Sox, but that is your magic numbers right now. So keep that in mind as we continue into the season here. That right now the lowest ones are obviously elimination nuns, but to get clinching, we're about a month away still. So keep that in mind as we continue on with the season here. Some other news happened that I just kind of want to briefly go into. Duran, he was suspended 2 games this week for using a homophobic slur. If you saw the clips, you know what happened and you know how it happened. Fans were heckling and he just said it. No place for the game, no place to be saying it. He served the 2-game suspension already. He's already back with the team. I think he's learned from it. I think he knew it was a mistake. I like Duran a lot. I'm not holding him accountable for anything. He came out, he made his apology, he did all that, served his 2 games, and he's back. So I'm going to let this die. Just mentioning it quickly. As mentioned, the Dodgers have reinstated Mookie Betts from the IL. In order to do so, though, they had to DFA Ahmed Rosario, which is a little weird. Rosario played 5 games with the Dodgers this season. He was 3-for-11 with a run and a double, 2 RBIs, hitting 697 OPS. This season so far, in his 76 games with the Rays, and those 5 of the Dodgers, he's hitting 746, which is better than a lot of other players right now. So I'm assuming he will find a home here, potentially with a postseason team who is fighting for the postseason, and Ahmed Rosario will be able to help him out. But he's not the only Ahmed Rosario. He is the only Ahmed Rosario, but he's not the only Rosario. The Braves let go of Eddie Rosario, and he was picked up on a minor league deal by the Mets. So staying in the division there, the Mets are hoping Eddie Rosario will be able to help them out potentially, but right now is just on a minor league deal and is in the minors right now for the Mets. Victor Robles, he got extended by the Seattle Mariners, 2 years, $9.75 million, with a $9 million team option for 2027. I've seen Robles in a lot of clips recently with the Mariners. He's been looking good in those clips. But when I saw this news, I was kind of shocked by it. So I need to check out the numbers here. And it's been a nice little stretch for him in 45 games with Seattle this year. 34 hits in 122 at-bats. That's good for a 279 average. He's got a 761 OPS and 3 home runs already this year, which is, for his standards, not bad. Last year, he didn't have a single home run with the Nationals. So, his numbers have been looking good hitting-wise, and he's been making some nice plays defensively. So good for Victor Robles to get his extension. He'll be with Seattle now for the next 2 seasons and potentially 2027. But yeah, good for Victor there, getting a little bit of a bag. The Rays called up Junior Caminero, MLB's number 2 prospect, this past week. And not the first time. Last year, when he was 19, he got the call in September for a couple of games. He played 7 games with the Rays last year, went 8 for 34, and hit his first major league home run. So far with the Rays this season, he played 2 games this week, 1 for 7 with a stolen base and a walk. So yeah, just some numbers there to throw at you, but Junior Caminero is back with the team for now. And then this was the big news for me out of all of this. Elias Diaz, the Rockies catcher, was placed on outright waivers last year. Not only was he their all-star, but he was also the All-Star Game MVP, hitting the home run here. Take a look at the numbers. Hasn't been great, but hasn't been bad. 82 hits, a 270 batting average, a 693 OPS, 5 home runs, 36 RBIs. So definitely nowhere near his, some of his career numbers, but his average, his batting average, 270, it's the highest it's been in his whole career since his 2018 season when he was with Pittsburgh still. So I mean, kind of just shocked by the news a little bit, but it's only outright waivers. He's still with the team. He's still playing baseball games. But yeah, there's Diaz on outright waivers, and that is the rest of the baseball news for you guys here. All right, now moving on to the injury updates for you guys. Jazz Chisholm from the Yankees. He landed on the ICL, and to be honest, I'm still not sure as to why. I've seen something saying it's a UCL injury, and I've seen things as like a sprained elbow, so I don't know to exactly what extent his injury is. There's no timetable for his return, but Jazz will miss some time with the Yankees. Chris Bryant has a strained back. He will land on the IL. Byron Buxton on the IL. What else is new there? With some hip inflammation. And then this is obviously the saddest one. Christian Yelich is out for the season. He's getting back surgery, and that will end his year. And that is a big blow for the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, without Yelich, man, I like that team even less than I already do for postseason odds. But they've continuously proved me wrong this season. I would love for them to continue to prove me wrong. Sal Frelick, I was going to say Rhys Hoskins. Yeah, Rhys Hoskins is there, Willie Adames, Freddie Peralta. I like the guys there, but Yelich is a big blow and a big hole to fill for the Brewers. But, a good team will be able to do it, so let's see them do it. Yeah, injury updates there. Outstanding performances for the week here. We had some good ones. Let me tell you about them. Of course, starting with the pitchers duel, Blake Snell and Chris Sale. Blake Snell went 6 1/3 with 2 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts, while Chris Sale went 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 12 strikeouts. What a great game by these two southpaw pitchers. Hunter Green, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 8 Ks. Tarek Skubal having himself sneakily the best pitching season this season. Like, out of every other pitcher, he's been the 1-1 pitcher. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 9 Ks. Nestor Cortez Jr. gets a little bit nasty. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 9 Ks. Kevin Gausman, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. Michael King, 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 10 strikeouts for him. Cole Reagan, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, an earned run, no walks, and 8 Ks. Ronel Blanco, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 4 Ks. Brian Wu, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 6 Ks. Jose Barrios, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 5 Ks. Bryce Miller, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 9 Ks. And lastly, the gem spun by Logan Webb, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 7 Ks. That, my friends, is your outstanding performances for the week here. And we will now be looking At our stat leaderboard, has anything changed? Let me tell you, there has been a couple changes to that leaderboard here. The average is still Bobby Witt Jr., and it is still 349. Did not change at all from the last week. Still leading in hits is Bobby Witt Jr. at 168. Aaron Judge hit 2 more home runs this week, putting his total now to 43 as he still leads that. And of course, leads the RBIs as well with 110. The runs, Gunnar Henderson is at 102. Soto is at 103. A big week for Juan Soto has now made him the league leading run scorer. He has also tied Aaron Judge for most walks. Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, the two Yankee bombers, have both walked 102 times this season. They are tied. El De La Cruz still sitting at 59 stolen bases. And Aaron Judge, of course, still leading in OPS 1.174. Taking a look now at the pitcher side, wins, we have a new standalone league leader, and that of course is Tarek Skubal. He won his 14th game and now is the most wins out of all the pitchers. He also has the lowest ERA, 2.53 among qualified pitchers. He has 180 strikeouts. That's just one behind the league leading Dylan Cease, who has 181. So Tarek Skubal almost led in every single starting pitcher category we had, really. Saves, 2 weeks ago, Helsley and Class A were tied. Then Helsley made 3 saves in a week to take the lead. Now it's Class A's turn to do that, to tie him back up. Ryan Helsley and Emmanuel Class A both have 37 saves on the season. And that, my friends, is your stat leaderboard. So we will now take a look at the upcoming series for the weekend here. And let me tell you, it's going to be a fun weekend because for the first time since 2019, Players Weekend is back. If you never were interested in baseball, missed these weekends back in 2017, 18, and 19, it was a great way for to celebrate the players and let them do kind of what they wanted. They had specialized bats and cleats and gloves and jerseys that were amazing with great nicknames. This season is going to be the 4th ever season of Players Weekend, but it's going to be working a little different. They're not going to have those fancy jerseys, I don't believe, and they're not going to have the players' nicknames on the back. They'll have numbers on their hats, which will be for the first time ever that's happened. They have special youthful designs that is going to be embroidered into the side of the hat, which is great. They'll get their own special equipment and attire, so the cleats, gloves, bats, all of that will still happen. And this season, they're doing it a little differently. They have broken down each day into a special theme. So for Friday, so today, it's the fun theme, which will be a time to show players personalities, friendships, and off-the-field interests. Tomorrow, on Saturday, it'll be about causes. So the focus of the day will be on players' favorite charities and community efforts. And then on Sunday, it is appreciation. Players will celebrate the people who helped them in their journey to the big leagues. I am excited for the Players Weekend. Of course, I enjoyed it. Back in 2017, 18, 19, because of the jerseys, because of how cool the nicknames were. So it sucks that that's not going to be represented here. But I'm excited to see kind of exactly how it's going to work this year. And, hopefully it will still kind of be around next year. And maybe they bring back the nicknames because that would be a really cool thing to do. Of course, on Sunday, it's also the Little League Classic between the Yankees and the Tigers. It's the first time these teams will play in the Little League Classic. That's always a fun game. Of course, that will be Sunday Night Baseball. But yeah, that's everything you need to know for the Players Week and for the Little League Weekend here. So let's dive into the actual series here. The Diamondbacks, the team to beat right now. They're in the Trop playing the Rays. Red Sox at Oilers. Yankees at Tigers. Twins at Rangers. White Sox at Astros. Giants at A's, which I will be going to actually, one of the games. Braves at Angels. Nationals at Phillies. Marlins and Mets. Mariners at Pirates, so a good chance for the Mariners to kind of get back these 3 games that they just lost and try to hope that the White Sox can do something against the Astros. Guardians at Brewers, that's a fun matchup there between 2 top teams of the Central, AL and NL. Royals at Reds, that's fun. Blue Jays at Cubs, Dodgers at Cardinals, and we rounded off with the Padres and the Rockies. And yes, if you missed it, I'm going to be in Oakland for a couple of games. I wanted to check out the stadium before the end of the season, so I booked some flights, and I'll be making my way to California this weekend, going to watch the Giants and Oakland play on Sunday, and then I will also be watching the Oakland A's and the Tampa Bay Rays on Monday. Me and my friend will be doing that. So Monday's episode will be a little different and a little shorter than usual because, of course, I'll be recording it without my equipment in a hotel room in Cali. So keep that in mind for Sunday's episode because it will be very different and very short, and I will not be doing too much in it. But of course, I have no idea how I'm actually going to do it yet, so stay tuned for that episode this coming Monday because I will be in Oakland. Playoff Predictor, because we need to finish up today's episode here. If the postseason started today, it would look a little like this. The Royals in the 6th seed, the Astros in the 3 seed. It's the Astros, of course, on an 8-game winning streak who beat the Kansas City Royals. Twins and Yankees, we've seen this matchup plenty of times over the years. Yankees beat the Twins. So the ALDS has the Astros at the Oilers, the Yankees at the Guardians, and we're going Astros and Guardians beating up on those AL East teams, which means our ALCS matchup is Astros and Guardians, and it is the Houston Astros that beat the Cleveland Guardians. Taking a look at the NL side of things, the Braves in the 6th seed taking on the Brewers in the 3. The Braves upset the Brewers there, and then the very fun matchup that could potentially be happening, Padres at D-backs for the NL wildcard here. D-backs beat the Padres and they head to the NLDS. It's a Braves, Dodgers, D-backs, Phillies. We've seen these matchups. These teams are fun watches. The Dodgers beat the Braves and the D-backs upset the Phillies. So we have a D-backs and Dodgers NLCS. The D-backs Dodgers NLDS last year was great entertainment that had the D-backs sweeping the Dodgers. I don't know if they're going to sweep them in the NLCS, but I do think the D-backs beat the Dodgers, which means our World Series matchup, the Houston Astros versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. And it is your Arizona Diamondbacks that beat the Astros and are your 2024 champions if the season started today. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here today. Thank you everybody so much. A jam-packed episode. The NL West is hot. Baltimore and New York are still tied in the AL East. Division leads are happening for the Astros, Brewers, and Guardians. What is going on with the Phillies? And yeah, there's a lot of exciting narratives in baseball right now. A Players Weekend, hopefully, that we will remember. And, of course, Little League Classic. And for me, a trip to Oakland. So a big weekend coming up for you guys here. Go out and if your team's in town, go and catch a game maybe because we're running out of season and an NFL season coming up soon as well. So life's good right now in the sports world. Yeah, that's all I got. So thank you everybody so much, and I will see you from Oakland on Monday.